Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another card video. Today I'm going to be making another card that I sketched out in a previous video. It's this card in the very bottom right corner with the poppy stencil. It's down here. I'm pointing at this other card. I've already done that one. It's the card right to the right of that card. So it is a slimline card. So I'm going to start out by cutting some white cardstock that will be the piece that I actually do my stenciling on. So I'm making it 3 inches by 8 inches. My final card size is 4 by 9, and I'm doing it just a little bit larger than a regular slimline card so that it fits inside a number 10 business envelope. Using the new Poppy Bouquet stencil from Simon, and as you notice that there's because the stencil is only 6 inches wide, it's only going to cover a portion of my slimline card. So I'm going to be stenciling the poppies first, the ones that are covering this area, and then I'll move the stencil and extend the design. Using some purple tape just to hold that stencil to the cardstock and then also to my work surface here. And then I use some post-it tape to mask off the area to the right of the stencil so that as I add my inks, it doesn't go beyond that edge. I'm using Candied Apple Distress Oxide ink and a blender brush from Honeybee. And I'm going to be ink blending this red shade over the center of the poppy flowers. I'm not being too precise because once I add on all these colors, they're going to kind of mix a little bit. It's a much more organic look to this stenciling, and it's also really fast. It's fast and easy, so I really like doing this kind of style of stenciling. After I had the red completed, I grabbed walnut stain, and I just used kind of the corner of my brush to get a more precise blending in the center of the flowers. Poppies always have a really dark center, so I thought this would be a great way to mimic that. So I've added the brown to the center of all the flowers, and then I'm going to switch to this green shade, and I'm going to add it on the stems. And the green will actually get on some of the flowers, like the outer edges of the flowers, but I'm not too concerned because it is a really cool effect and looks really neat once I have it complete. So I'm going to peel up the stencil and move it to the side here. You can kind of get an idea of what that stenciling looks like once I peel off the stencil. So I'm just removing it. You can see that just a little bit of that green gets on the edges of the flowers, but for the most part, it looks really clean. I'm going to take this poppy that's in the top corner of the Poppy Bouquet stencil and kind of nestle that down in the corner below the far right poppy. And once again, I'll be masking off those areas beyond the stencil to protect the white area. Use that same candied apple color for the flower, and then I came in with that brown right in the center, and then I was done with all of my stenciling. I'm going to remove the stencil, and I actually had a little spot that got some ink on it. It was from the previous inking, and I needed to clean that up. So I grabbed a mono sand eraser from Tombow, and I just gently erased off that ink. What this does is it acts like sandpaper, and it just takes off the top layer of the paper and leaves a very clean area. I'm now going to cut the card base. I'm using some dark chocolate cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And like I said before, this card is going to be 9 inches wide by 4 inches tall. So I'm cutting it to 9 by 8, and then I'll be folding it in half. It takes up a really large portion of a letter-sized piece of paper. So I'm scoring this at 4 inches using a score buddy, which is smaller, so I did have to rotate that and score it from the other end as well. I folded that card base and then put some foam adhesive on the back of my stenciling. The last thing I need to do is add a greeting onto this card. Up to this point, everything has been very fast and easy, so I wanted to continue that, and I'm going to use a greeting die. This is the You Are My Favorite die from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to be cutting it out of some gold foil cardstock from Concord and Ninth. So I ran that through my die cutting machine, just held it in place with a little bit of washi tape, and then I'm going to use the negative area that was cut out to guide me as I adhere my words onto my card. So I just held that in place with some more of that purple tape from ThermoWeb. And then I grabbed some Gina K Designs Connect glue. And I found the easiest way to do this is just to dab little dots onto my card, pick up those letters, and puzzle piece them into that area. It's super fast and easy to do it this way, but of course you could add the adhesive to the back of the letters if you'd like as well. I just find this method is very fast. So after I had all of the letters adhered onto my card front, I just very carefully peeled up that negative piece, and I'm left with just the letters. So that is the finished card for today. This card worked up extremely fast. I think it was under a half hour, under 30 minutes from beginning to end, and it's actually really impactful with all of that blending. All of my supplies and everything I use on this card are listed down below in the video description, so make sure you check out that supply section. And thank you so much for watching today. I will be back very soon with another card video. Thanks for watching.